Hey YouTube, it's Matt Cat here, and today I wanted to make a video to you guys explaining. I'll try and make it not as fast, not as time consuming as possible, but I wanted to make a video and explain to you guys my thought process when it comes to grinding. Now, as you can see, I'm doing a payphone hit because this week they're double money in RP. And here's the bonus. Assassination bonus. Take out all the targets by running them over with a vehicle. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Goodbye. And I'll be speeding up the process as well, so this part will be sped up a little bit for you guys. So you guys don't have to, watch me freaking crash everywhere and don't want to waste y'all's time. Alright, we're approaching the second one. Whoops. No. So let's run him over. There we go. What the hell? Alright, let's go to the third.
Again, I will be speeding it up.
And we're approaching our last target, guys. So bear with me, okay? So we're gonna run this guy over, and then I'm gonna explain to you guys my thought process and what I usually do when I hop on this game. So, give me a sec. Okay, so we finally got that. We finally got it. Now we gotta leave the area. There we go. So, as you can see, since it's double money in RP, we're getting a good chunk of RP and a good chunk of payment, bonus payment for doing the bonus, right? So, okay, so my thought process on whoops, my thought process on grinding and whatnot is I like to do fast and easy missions. So, what I mean by that is literally when it comes to MC, let's start with MC first, right? The MC businesses. I only like to sell these two right here. My cash one, which is literally right here, and my weed, which is, I believe, if I'm looking at this correctly, I believe my weed is this building right here, right? I only like selling those two because they produce really quickly, and usually I can, I have the time to like be on for a good chunk of the day, so so I can literally play, or I can just be AFK in a whether it be in a public server or even a friends only like this, and literally just let those businesses grow to sell them later on in the day or at night with friends, right? So when it comes to MC, me personally, guys, I love selling cash and weed. The only reason I do not like I'll sell meth and cocaine and coke. I don't even bother with document forgeries. That's one of the worst businesses for MC. Don't bother with that. But the only reason I don't really like selling coke and meth is because, one, they take too long to produce, right? They can take a bit of time to produce. And two, they're more susceptible to getting to getting raided, whether it be by NPCs or by the cops and whatnot. The cop NPCs or the other gangs in in the area, like the biker gangs and whatnot, or the O'Neill brothers. So I don't like selling. I don't like doing coke and meth. They're very susceptible to raid. But the others like weed and cash are they can be rated, but not as much. You know, I usually don't get rated that much because I usually I'm always either a CO or sometimes I'll go passive if I don't really feel like being out. Like if I'm in a public server and there's a lot of tryhards around, but at the time I'm like not really like into the on the game. Like I'm just doing other stuff like editing shorts on my iPad and whatnot. I'll literally be AFK in a building or just standing around and all that nonsense, like on a roof or something. But here, let's grab this real quick. These I like to do these whenever I get the opportunity. So since the opportunity has presented itself, boom, I'm doing it. Oh my god. But yeah, guys, so my thought process is that for MC. Now for CEO. For CEO, I always sell my sometimes I get ballsy and I sell my nightclub in a MC. I don't think you should. I don't think that you should unless you have a big group of, people to help you. Just, because you never know when you'll need that ghost store. If some asshole wants to try and blow you up, you're gonna need that ghost org. So, me personally, I like to sell my my nightclub in CO. But anyway, I'm sorry, getting sidetracked. But I like to what I mean when I say when I like to grind. The way I like to grind is time sensitive. So I like to do the things that'll give me quick cash. In the shortest amount of time with the shortest amount of work needed to be put into it. So let me go grab my server code for the agency. But so again, MC sales. When it comes to MC, again, I'll reiterate, weed and cash because they take less time to produce than meth and cocaine, and they're less susceptible to being raided. Although they still can get raided. Again, I'm not saying they can't. They are less likely to get raided rather than cocaine and meth, in my opinion. I feel like those two, once you sign into an MC and you have a full cocaine and meth, you're gonna get raided. You know what I mean? But, yeah, CEO. Okay, so we're on CEO now. With CEO, I like to do... In the past, I used to... you see these warehouses right here? The large warehouses? These are all large warehouses. Okay? They are not small, These are not small warehouses. These are all large. So 111 crates in each of them. So I did that 5 times. I literally filled up my crates, my large crate warehouses 5 times. Like that. Like all of them. Like 111 crates for all of them. I did that 5 times. That's, crates is really good for RP. Look at my level. Like, I did a lot of crates in my past, you know what I mean? Like a year ago or two. And I still, from time to time, I've been trying to see if I can do it again. Do crates and whatnot again. But I'm not gonna go crazy like I did with 111 crates. That is way too time. Too much time. No. So, what I do recommend for you guys to do when it comes to doing that, if you're a solo player, and you have a decent amount of money but you don't have a lot, I do recommend getting at least a warehouse or so, at least one, and filling it up to at least 20 or at least 30, maybe 30 crates maybe. Just there's other videos out there that cover these businesses in depth, so I do apologize if I don't, you know what I mean, but I'm just giving you guys how I do things, letting you guys know my mentality when it comes to these type of things. See if I can do another payphone. If I can, I'll do a car wash. But
Yo, what you need?
yeah, 3 minutes. Okay, we'll do a car wash. But yeah, like when it comes to crates, there's again videos out there that'll cover it more in depth. But I feel like you guys should fill it up to at least 20 and then sell in a public, because then you only have to sell one vehicle, you know, and you'll still get a decent amount of money from it as well. And imagine having five warehouses, right? Not even large. They don't have to be large. Again, I did large because I genuinely like doing the crates. Um, but imagine they're all small. They can be small just as long as get the take the time to actually like grind it a little bit. Just even again, just going in there and telling your assistants to source out crates. That's fine. You know what I mean? That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing in the future. You know. Um, but yeah. Anyway, sorry. I'm getting a little carried away with the warehouses, but what I'm trying to say is just do 20 crates. And that's what I would do. You know, but my strategy right now for CEO, I don't do warehouses at this time. I've literally only been focusing on sales and salvage and garment factory. Literally those, because I don't even do the special missions that they've released. So the Vincent one, I've done it a couple times already. I've done the this one up here as well. I forget what it's called. So I've done those two, but I haven't done them in a while. I think I have them set up, so I'm just waiting for them to be double money so I can set it up again. And I believe I also have the other one set up as well, the Dr. Dre contract. So once those things are double money, I'm gonna be probably running them, and then boom, tons of money is gonna come my way. So it just depends on how you do things, but yeah, in terms of like MC, all I focus on is weed and cash. In terms of CO, I do not warehouse. I do nightclub sale. I do bunker sale. Oh yes, I love the bunker, so I'm always gonna do a bunker sale because that's literally one of my favorite businesses, guys. I love guns. You know what I mean? I love weapons, so I have to do it. But yeah, like I literally only focus on nightclub, bunker, and acid. Now lately I've been, and this is something I want to ask you guys. Like I want you guys to start doing this. I want you guys to actually pay attention to the hanger business because it is a decent business. Now the only thing is, you need people. You need people to to actually like do to get more crates, right? So it's not like CO crates where you can get 3 by yourself. No, for hanger it's like if you have 4 people in your CO, which by the way, uh a tip and just something you guys should know, just because you have 7 people in your MC and you do hanger, that doesn't mean you're gonna get 7 crates. You're always gonna have 4 crates, so it's just better to do hanger work in CO, okay? So because you're never gonna, oh hello, you're never gonna get like, excuse me, you're not gonna get 7 crates just because you have 7 people. The max is 4. Oh, I glitched it. I don't know how. I need to, cool. But yeah, like you need to I know there's a way to glitch that, by the way. I know there's a way to glitch it, but I don't know how. I haven't really watched the video on it yet. But yeah, when it comes to hanger, you definitely only do it in CO. Don't do it in MC. You're not, just because you have more than 4 people doesn't mean you're gonna get that many crates. You're only gonna, I think the max is only 4. If I'm not, please correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, okay? But the max is 4, So, but yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, definitely do that business, guys. It's a little time consuming, and then there's a lot of negatives to it. There's a couple negatives to it, but the reward it's rewarding at the end. When you sell, there's okay, real quick. There's better hanger guides out there, but my tip for you guys is, and I do recommend you guys checking them out, really, for sure, because they go really in depth. It's amazing what these guys do, but definitely when you this is one tip I can give you guys for sure. When you do hanger stuff, only focus on narcotics and chemicals. Oh, and don't talk to Rooster. Please don't talk to Rooster. Me personally, you can do it if you don't really want to like do the missions for it. You can definitely do that. You can talk to Rooster and get whatever crates you get. Me personally, I don't really think you should because he's shit. He is so he's bad. You know what I mean? He's just not good in my opinion. So I don't think you should, but if you want to, you definitely can. All right? But cuz he gives it's 20 if I'm not mistaken, maybe the time went down, but I believe it's 20,000, 25,000 for him, right? As opposed to the CO
Hey,
crates where you
partner.
can pay them 7,000 and
You got it, partner.
they'll source a crate or two, or maybe even a special item. Um, but like with Rooster, you pay 25,000, and there's a higher chance you get only one crate of a shitty item than there is of better items or better products like narcotics and chemicals. So I personally, I avoid Rooster. I don't really fuck with that guy like that. He just doesn't really, in my opinion, doesn't really give that much value. You know what I mean? So I feel like you should, save the money, and if you have a friend or two that can help you,
Hey, this button
with
is for the most.
skip this real quick. Yeah, you could skip those by the way. I like to mash all the buttons together, so square, triangle, circle, and X. Well, that's what I do, but I'm sure there's only one button you can press to skip it. So yeah, but to get back to what I say, yeah, Rooster just doesn't seem very like helpful. You know what I mean? So if you have a friend, that doesn't mind helping you with, uh, some hanger work, you know what I mean? Definitely ask them and be like, yeah, please, can you help me? Yeah, let's go to the taxi place. Believe it is right here. I know it because there was that taxi god mode shit, and literally that's the location where I would be there with my friends trying to stop people from going god mode. I've personally, I'm going off track, but I've personally never did god mode, so I don't want, so I know where the location is. Yep, there it is. So we got to pick up the target and take him to the scrap yard real quick and crush him with a car. But yeah, like for like guys, in my opinion, that's just me. This is just me. Please avoid the, please avoid Rooster. I don't think he's good. Unless you're trying to go for like unless you don't really like doing the missions for the hangar, which I could understand. They are tedious, but when it comes to missions for the hangar, I like to do land ones. They're much easier, less time consuming. Air ones are cool and all to do, on an occasion when you're bored and you want to do something new. Do the air missions for sure. But as a grinding thing, as something you want to do daily, I don't recommend it because they're very time consuming and some of them, are just not difficult, but like they're just annoying and very time consuming. So I'd avoid the air ones and only focus on land. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was something I wanted to bring up, guys, because I started doing hanger work a couple of days ago, and I'm trying to like again when you have a full hanger of of not chemicals narcotics, you could sell that in a public, guys, and you're gonna make a shitload of money. Literally, you're gonna make like over. Correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe over 2 mil, 3 mil. Um, I know you get a percentage if you have a certain number of narcotics or chemicals or of any, product in there, counterfeit cash and all the others, animal skins or something like that. Um, so you gotta pick up this target real quick. But yeah, like definitely, like hanger is a good business. The only downside is it just takes. You're gonna need a couple friends, and it is time consuming to fill up the hanger, but again, take it slow, guys. Just you don't have to. You don't have to like do it all the time. Me personally, I did some last night solo. I did some with my friend Tay. I did some with another friend of mine, and I'm almost gonna fill it up. If I could just keep on going, maybe I'll do it a little bit later on tonight in a session. With my friend Tay. You know um and just boom, like again you're doing, in my opinion, for me, the way I think about it is I'm doing something a little different. You know what I mean? Rather than just focusing on salvage and garment factory all the time, I'm doing a little different. I'm still doing those businesses, but as I'm doing those businesses, before I do, a salvage mission, I like to sell. Just while I'm doing the mission, it regrows again, and then I can sell later on. So that's a lot of. If you think about it, guys, that's a ton of money. That's almost a mil that you're making with just doing those two things. And I literally I try to exclusively sell in a public now. I do sell in friends only, but not as often. I don't want to sell in a friends only. It's boring. Um, so I sell in a public now. I don't, you know, like I only want to sell in a public. I don't want to sell in no friends only. Like last night, I'll tell you a little bit of a story from last night. Um, well, at the time of this recording, it's last night. I'm recording this on Friday, so because I really wanted to give you guys, I wanted to give you guys like my how I grind, explain it. Um, but the way I do it is, I'm sorry, my story is there was so many tryhards in this session, guys. Not tryhards, but like just so many people that were, literally problematic. Thankfully they didn't come after us, but we had a guy. There was a guy in a D5 God mode car, just going around being an asshole, just killing people, just terrible. Just I don't understand why people find that fun. There's that guy. Then we had to deal with some dude. I literally had to sell solo, sort of. Oh, I like this car. One of my favorites. Thank you. I literally had to sell. Uh, the MC business. Oh, I was gonna steal it. The MC business. I literally had to I had to sell the bikes. Yeah, we got to sell bikes, and I literally had to do it solo for like the majority of it because if I sent my friend in there, she probably would have gotten messed with, and I didn't want her dealing with all these oppressors flying around. So, and there was tanks too, by the way. One of my drops was literally right next to two fucking tanks, so that's great. That's always fun. You know what I mean? So, but like it's just more fun. It's obviously it's way more rewarding. You guys know that you get bonus for people being in the session, so it's definitely rewarding. Um, and when it comes to like that, like I don't want to get too deep into this because I don't want to make the video too long. But real quick, when it comes to like selling in the public, you just gotta watch out for who might be an issue. That's all you literally have to do. I'm just gonna buy supplies again real quick. But you just have to watch out for who might be an issue or who might, not be an issue. And you never know, right? You never know. You wanna look at the session, whenever I go into a session real quick, you check the I started doing this a couple like year ago or two when one of my friends said what he did and I was like, you know what, that's a good idea. So every time I go into a session, I literally check to see what the session's like. That's what I do, I don't just sit there. I'll literally spawn anywhere, by the way. My spawn location was last location. So I literally spawn anywhere and I check to see what people's mentality is. What if any tryhards are here or anyone I know that would cause me a problem because I don't know why I'm calling, but I don't, because I've had people. I have people that like they see me and they immediately go after me. So I check to see if there's anyone that might be an issue. You know, that I can try. I can try and like see if it's a safe session to sell in because literally when I hop on GTA I try to like do my business and just sell. I don't get on here just to PvP, although again it's fun. I love to PvP, you know but when I get on this game I try to just focus on having fun and selling and stuff, like not just PvP. But yeah, like it's when it comes to like again when it comes to selling in the public, guys, you just got to be mindful. Don't be afraid to ask, maybe for help or something from a rando. Although I don't do it because I have people I can count on to help me sell, so I don't really need to. But if you're a solo player, go for it. You know what I mean? And if not, that's fine because you can't really trust people on here. But like, it's again, you just gotta watch out for people. That's all. You just gotta watch out who might be a problem. Check their KD. Check what they look like. Check if they're tryhard, griefer, if they're going around killing people, if they're psycho. Just check that. And if it's a very active session like the one I was in last night, where everyone's killing each other, just go. It's no point in going. Just go this way. There's no point in staying if it's way too active. You know. So, but yeah, let me know if you got any questions. You know what I mean. Anything you want to ask me, leave it down in the comments. I will reply. I always do. Um, and yeah, like that's I just wanted to show. I wanted to share with you guys my how I grind, my mentality when it comes to grinding. And again, a quick recap: time. You know what I mean? Time. Do whatever missions are the quickest. So garment factory missions, very easy. 3 setup missions and you're set. Oh, real quick, I forgot. Auto shop missions. The little heist, the mini heist. Definitely do those. When they're triple, it's amazing. When they're double, even better. Even better when they're triple, obviously. But when they're mostly double, you know what I mean. So definitely do those. Those are amazing for money. I used to do those all the time. My favorite is obviously the Union Depository because it reminds me of the big heist from story mode. But literally do it. You know what I mean? Literally focus on those missions as well. That I did those a lot. I have like fucking 300 of them done. So yeah, like literally do those. Literally, I'm telling you guys that is a good money maker right there. So yeah, recapping, money, time. That's what just do what the quickest to make money. Do not spend time on sales. Sales will only get you so far. The only reason I'm doing them, guys, is because I haven't done them for a while. Literally, that's the only reason. But me personally, I do a lot of missions. I do missions, I do sales, I do whatever. I don't just do one thing. Heists are a good thing as well, but again, let's be honest, the casino heist takes a good some good time to set up. So if you could do it quick, cool, but it does take time. So definitely, again, I do whatever's quick. So weed and cash for MC sales, I do nightclub, I do the bunker. Yes, the bunker takes a while to produce, but as you're doing that, you're also you're making money with the MC stuff and the weed and and not the weed, sorry, the acid and the nightclub, passive. All these passive businesses like agency and nightclub. You're getting a lot of money. Arcade, the car wash, like you're straight. You know what I mean? So, but this is just my mentality. It's not a guide for beginners because, there are some beginner friendly tips. I feel like the warehouse one. I wouldn't recommend getting large warehouses, unless you really enjoy doing crates. Then yes, but it's very time consuming to fill them up to 111 crates. But yeah, like definitely like that. That's what I do, guys. Time. I do the quick missions, and you get like 300k, man, in like 5 minutes. You're straight. You know what I mean? For the auto shop jobs, those are good money. When they're double, they're good money. Even when they're not. The Union Depository being one of the best ones there, you get 300k from just doing it. Fucking, you're straight, man. You're straight. Definitely do it. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I droned on. I went on too long with it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comment section if you have any questions or anything like that. And yeah, enjoy it. And keep on grinding, guys. You'll get that money eventually. But yeah, peace out, guys, and take care. Bye.